Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Nike Air Zoom G.T cut. So this shoe is going for 170 bucks. It's available on Nike.com to see, but it just says coming soon. There's no exact release date. They just said it's releasing at the end of April, so it should be coming out soon. And 170 bucks is pretty damn expensive. You know, that's pretty much top tier pricing. If you guys do want to get it, you guys can get it on GOAT if you guys want. It's available on the GOAT app. So I'll try to leave a link in the description box, or if you guys want, you can wait and get it on Nike. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and the Tracciones is freaking amazing so far, right? So I tried it on my wood floors and it has an amazing bite, really good stop. This pattern is really aggressive, right? So I also really like this pattern because, you know, like I always say, there is this high wear area, right? So the high wear area is right here where the ball of your foot is. That's where a lot of people, or like most people or all people, put most of their weight when they're moving around and playing ball or whatever you're doing, right? Especially doing lateral movements, and you do a lot of lateral movements in basketball, right? So here you need a good amount of durability. And also here in the heel, like if you drag your heel when you're running or jogging, it tends to like wear out here pretty fast for a lot of people as well. So a good thing that they did is here in the middle of the outsole, they spaced out the rubber, you know? So as you guys all know, grooves that are pretty close together can trap dust, which can be bad if you're playing on a dusty surface. So they space it out here in the middle of the outsole. And then if you look, I guess, around the perimeter of the outsole, but mostly also where the high wear area is, where the ball of your foot is, the grooves are very close together. You have more grooves, which obviously improves durability. So that's actually really cool that they did that. As far as the durability goes, like how hard the rubber is actually pretty hard. Even the spaced out part, the rubber is pretty damn hard. I was very surprised. So durability, I feel like it's gonna be good. I'm very sad I'm gonna have to use this shoe on the outdoor court because it's freaking expensive. And yeah, I've been spending a lot of money on shoes lately because a lot of shoes are coming out. But yeah, I mean, the indoor, I did find a private gym and the indoor court is open there. So I'm going to start playing there and I'm very excited about that. So hopefully indoor reviews can resume. But anyways, so the traction seems amazing. Also here in the middle of the outsole, it says Zoom Strobel, which we'll get into for the cushion. And this is the midfoot shank plate, you know, for torsional support and all that. Moving on to the heel to toe transition, it actually feels pretty damn nice, right? So here in the heel, as you guys can see, we have a nice curved shape, very well-rounded shape. So you get this really nice rocking motion here in the heel. And then in the forefoot, we have a very curved shape as well. So if you put a little bit of force, a little bit of weight here in the tip of the toe, it just rocks forward here in the toe box. And it feels awesome, right? So it feels very smooth with this rocking motion. And we have a lot of forefoot flex. One thing that I don't like as much is how much they caged it, right? So as you guys can see here on the medial side, the rubber outsole cages this midsole like pretty much all the way. Here on the lateral side, I mean, we can see a little bit, I don't know what this is. Is this like React? I feel like it is React, but then this red part, this plastic part, just cages that, you know what I'm saying? So it feels pretty stiff. There's no like compression or anything, but I feel like it's pretty damn good because of this shape, right? For example, here in the Kobe 9, there's absolutely nothing as far as the midsole goes. So it feels kind of like a boot, especially when you're running on the court, like here in the heel. It's pretty damn clunky. But here in the Kobe 8, you know, this foam is actually exposed, so it felt a little bit smoother, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the GT cut did pretty well with that, but we'll have to see when I try it out. All right, moving on to the cushioning setup, and that's easily my favorite part about the shoe, right? So we have a drop in React midsole, right? As you guys can see, look at this. Look at this, right? So one really good thing about this drop-in midsole is, as you guys can see here in the forefoot, we have the pattern for React, right? So React usually looks like this, you know? So if the midsole looks anything like that, we know that it has React foam, right? But that's not the only thing. It grips your sock like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it just grips your foot. Your foot doesn't really move around at all on top of this drop-in midsole. It feels amazing. I love that extra grip. Also, this is full-on React. It is super thin though. It's really thin, right? So if you feel like here in the midfoot, it's really thin. I would say it's like only a couple of millimeters thick. It gets a good amount thicker here in the forefoot and here in the heel, but also like not that thick. I would say around like 8 millimeters thick, which isn't crazy, but you know, it's better than nothing. And it's pure React, so it feels pretty damn soft. and it feels great, right? And then right underneath that, you have a full-length Zoom strobo unit, which is incredible. It's really cool in this colorway because the Zoom unit is red. I like that little touch, but it's pretty much the same as literally every single Zoom strobo unit that we've seen, the KD12, the KD13. So that feels amazing. And then we have another Zoom unit that's bottom loaded here in the heel. I'm not sure if I feel extra bounce from that, but you can definitely feel the Zoom unit underneath this React, right? So you feel the soft React right underneath your foot, and it's not like too much, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a really, really good amount, and you feel really low to the ground. And then right after your foot compresses the React, you can feel the Zoom unit in the forefoot, in the heel. It's full length. You feel it literally throughout your entire foot, and it feels bouncy. It feels amazing, and I absolutely love it. So I really like the cushioning setup. I mean, it's the best of everything. You know what I'm saying? So in my personal opinion, it's bouncy. You know, it's probably gonna have good impact protection. It's low to the ground. It's also soft. It gives you really good grip here. You know, your foot's not moving around because of this. And also underfoot cushioning is super comfortable. So yeah, amazing job to whoever designed this. I absolutely love the cushioning setup. All right, moving on to the materials. So the materials are pretty damn nice, right? So for a $170 shoe, here in the toe box, we have this like pretty thick, like, I don't know what this material is, but it kind of feels like a little bit of a foam insert, you know what I'm saying? So it feels a little bit thicker, and I don't think it was necessary because, I mean, here in the on top of the toe, you don't really need a whole lot of support, you know? So for me personally, I like to have the top of the toe here like really soft and very minimal, and also very, very thin. But you know, I guess it does help if like people step on your foot, you know, so that's one good thing about it being a little bit thicker, but I feel like it's a little unnecessary. And then throughout the rest of the shoe, we have this like really airy mesh material. And then as you guys can see, like here on the lateral and medial side, we can see like another material, this orange material that's kind of like a textile, super thin as well. And it's just a really, really thin and very minimal material. There are some holes here, probably for ventilation. There's 4 like little oval shapes, and you can literally see your foot. And then here in the tongue, we have 2 more as well. Moving on to the ankle area, we have a good amount of padding. It feels great. And then for the tongue has pretty minimal padding as well. So overall, I mean, it's not the most minimal material because of this like foam material here on top of the toe, but it's still pretty damn thin and also very minimal feeling on foot. So overall, I like the material choice. Also, I really like the laces, right? So the laces, we have a very, very thick rope lace. It makes the shoe feel overall a lot more premium. So there's the materials there. Moving on to the fit of the shoe. Fit, go true to size, and you should be good to go if you want a really snug fit, right? So I went true to size, and lengthwise I was good. Here in the toe box, it is quite snug, not super duper snug, but pretty damn snug. I wouldn't say it's as snug as like the KD13. The KD13 and the Kyrie 7 were very, very snug. You can't even like curl your toes in it. Here, I still can't really curl my toes, but it just doesn't feel as tight as a KD13 to me. But nonetheless, it's still very, very snug. And then for the width, I would say it's slightly narrow. I can feel this plastic part kind of squeezing my foot a little bit. So just watch out for that if you have a wide foot. But if you have a narrow foot or a normal size foot and you like to have a snug fit, true to size, you should be good to go. All right, moving on to support and lockdown, I feel like it's gonna be phenomenal. So for lateral containment, here in the drop-in midsole, we can see a lot of the foam coming up, acting as a sidewall here in the midfoot and here in the heel, right? I don't know why they did this. Like, why would you just keep it high here in the forefoot? Why would you lower it here in the forefoot? You know what I'm saying? But you know, you don't really need that, I guess, because of this crazy plastic thing here on the actual outside of the shoe. And then here in the forefoot, it's crazy. You know, it's a pretty thick plastic, which I don't like as much. You know, I feel like they should have just gone the Kobe 360 route, where you have the sidewall coming up a lot from the drop-in midsole. Like, that's really all you need. And then maybe like thin this plastic out a little bit, or just have a little bit of fuse. That's really all you need. But you know, they went the route of like crazy containment, which I guess is a good thing. And then also here in the midfoot, you wouldn't think this plastic swoosh would do anything, but you know, the swoosh is made of plastic and it's an outline of the swoosh. I feel like that adds a little bit of support here in the midfoot. And then here in the heel, like I said, you have a lot of the foam coming up for the drop-in midsole, and you also have this foam and all this plastic coming up as well. And it feels like there is an internal TPU heel counter as well. So lateral containment, I feel like it's going to be really good. For lateral stability, it's probably going to be good as well. You know, there's really no crazy outrigger or anything, but this outsole and this plastic piece do protrude out a good amount from the forefoot here. So lateral stability feels like it's going to be good. And then here it says create separation, which is interesting. And it says Nike 2021 and stuff like that. All right, moving on to the weight of the shoe. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be like average. It doesn't feel super light to me, which kind of sucks. Yeah, 13.19 ounces. That's not light at all. So for example, the Kobe 360 is 10.26 ounces, which is insane. The Kobe 8 is super light as well, 9.91 ounces. And then the Kobe 9 is like 10 point something, you know, 11.08 ounces. So I mean, that sucks, man. 13.19 ounces. That's actually a little bit heavier than average. And does it feel heavy? It definitely feels like a little heavy, but a good thing about it is that it's not bulky feeling. You know, nothing's really protruding out or anything. You feel low to the ground, and then the materials feel pretty damn minimal on foot. So I feel like, you know, the shoe is going to feel very responsive and very, very quick when you're playing in it. It's just, I feel like they should have like reduced a lot of like this. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need all of this plastic, especially this red thing. Like, why would you do that? You know, and then all of this outsole coming up here on the medial side. I feel like they could have reduced a lot of that, because that's probably, you know, adding to a lot of the weight, right? So let's weigh the actual React and see how much that weighs. So 1.8 ounces. So extremely light, and obviously most of the weight is coming from the actual like outer shell of the shoe. So there's the weight there. Moving on to the aesthetics, I absolutely love it. This shoe looks awesome. It kind of looks like a soccer shoe to me. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, this shoe is going to be a banger, because right now, like from my first impressions, like it feels amazing. The cushion feels top tier, traction feels top tier, materials, support, it fits me really, really well. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to try it out, and I feel like it's going to be in a lot of top tier lists. So anyways, that's my first impressions on the Zoom GT cut by Nike. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.